Hello, this is Maria again from visasinportugal.com. I'm here to bring you more updates, news on how to be happily living in Portugal, all about residency, permanent residency, European residence, citizenship, and whatnot. So, if this is information that you like, hit subscribe, say you love, and we go from there. I got your back, okay? Now, what are we going to discuss today on this video? We are going to talk a little bit about the changes that have occurred in Portugal since May 18th. Okay? So, on May 18, Monday, the law was publicized, which means that it would be in force starting May 19. What law am I talking about? The new law that brought changes to the citizenship. And what changes are those? That's what we are going to discuss today. Okay? Now, what are the big changes and what does remain the same? So the big changes that you can see all over the internet are that first, you can only apply if you are a citizen of a country from Europe or of a country that speaks Portuguese. You can only apply for citizenship after being legal in the country in Portugal for 7 years in a row. You can also apply for Portuguese citizenship if you live in Portugal for more than 10 years, if you are a citizen of a country, a third country outside of Europe and that doesn't speak Portuguese as an official language, okay? That's the most talked about difference, okay? Because before you could apply by being in Portugal during 5 years legal living in the country. Another change, before the time, those 5 years, that was before, now is 7 and 10, would start counting from the moment that you would apply for your residency in Portugal. So imagine you would go to your VFS appointment, you would go to your embassy appointment to submit your Portuguese residency permit application. The time would start counting there in the previous law. Now, the time that you legally live in Portugal in order to apply for citizenship starts counting from the moment that your residency card is issued. So if you see I believe it's in the back of your ID card, your residency permit, it has the date of issue, that's when your time starts counting, okay? Now, another change in the law that's very discussed nowadays. Before, you were legal living in the country and you would have a baby. A baby would be born in Portugal. If the baby, their parents, the mother or the father, live legally in the country for more than 1 year, that baby would be Portuguese. Now, with the new law, the parents of the baby need to be legally living in the country for more than 5 years. That's the big change. And what has remained the same? Because a lot of things have remained the same and there are some changes that are very positive. For example, what has remained the same? If you are married to a Portuguese for more than 3 years, you can apply for citizenship. If you have a grandparent that is Portuguese, you can apply for citizenship. That has remained. A big change that has occurred that is quite positive. You are not married, but you share the home, you're living with a person as a marital couple. If you have a court decision saying that, giving you the civil rights of that marriage-like partnership, you can also apply for citizenship, okay? Another change that has occurred that is quite positive. You adopt a child, you are Portuguese, you are going to adopt a child. With a statement of the adoption, that child will also be Portuguese, okay? So these are the big changes in the overall law. Now, who is going to be affected by these changes? Those who are living in Portugal and they have 4 years of residency, they could apply next year and now they have to wait either 2 more years or 5 more years. That's true, those will be affected. All that are living now in Portugal that have a residency permit will be affected. Who will not be affected? Those that have submitted their application before the 19th of May of 2026, they will go under the old law. The applications that were already submitted before the 19th of May of 2026 will stay in place, the old law for those, okay? Now, what can you do if you are living in the country for 5 years and you were going to submit your citizenship application, but now you are not because you need 7 years or 7 years or 10 years, depending if you are a citizen of outside of Europe or inside of Europe, or if you speak Portuguese as your maternal language or not. Well, you can apply for permanent residency. I've done videos about this. Please check them out. You can apply for European long-term residency, visa status. I've done videos about that as well. But you say, Maria, but it's not citizenship. Okay, I also did a video about difference between citizenship and permanent residency. Let's discuss that. Well, the only difference between permanent residency and citizenship is that you're not going to have a passport, but you can live happily in Portugal with a permanent residency. You can go to any country of Europe, spend 90 days out of 180, like you would do with a passport. The big thing that you cannot do, you cannot vote for Portugal Parliament, for Portugal Assembly, for Portugal Prime Ministry, for Portugal President, for the municipalities. You cannot vote. That's true because you don't have the passport. But the requirements for permanent residency are the same as a citizenship. Did you know that? Exactly the same, because the rights are mostly the same. Okay, the European long-term residency. With that, you can apply for both, even permanent residency in Portugal and European long-term visa status. You can apply for both. With European long-term visa status, you can work in any country of Europe. You can live in any country of Europe. You will have the same rights as if you were a citizen of a member of Europe, a country in Europe. So basically, it's the same. The only thing that you don't have is the passport, but you just wait a couple of years and you will be granted to apply for. And you will say, Maria, but it's another 5 years. Let me tell you something. When the law changed for immigration, everybody was quite scared because the rules have changed and now they could only apply from outside of Portugal, from an embassy, from a VFS. And what did I say then in my interviews, in my YouTube channels? What did I say? I said, look, this is good because we have 400,000 applications waiting to be legal, waiting to be verified, waiting to be submitted the biometrics and whatnot. And because they stopped the applications from within Portugal, those 400,000 are all legal in the country now. They were all verified and it's closed. Nowadays, citizenship applications are taking 3-4 years to be verified, to be submitted, and to be Portuguese. By these law changes, what are they going to do? They're going to have a pause on these hundreds of thousands of applications they were getting every year. And with that, they will submit, they will analyze those submissions, they will verify them and accept them. By the time that you can apply for citizenship, because the time has extended, you will see that your citizenship application will be done in 1 year. Why? Because all of those applications that were behind, taking 3 to 4 years, will all be taken care of. So that's a positive thing. Okay? If you have any questions, any doubts, write them in the comments, send me emails, anything you need, I'm here for you. Okay? See you in my next video. Bye.